yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from Vancouver, Canada. So welcome. Today's Thursday, May 21st, 2020, and this is video number 54. Wow, a whole week has already transpired. Can you believe that time just goes like that? And here we are again, 7 days later. I had a nice time at home. I was doing lots of crafting. I went for one visit to Michael's, masked on and gloves. So I was practicing my physical distancing, as what the city of Vancouver is now calling it, instead of social distancing. And yeah, so I enjoyed some of my shopping experience in Michael's, and right now that they my particular Michael's has a great discount on a lot of their yarns. So I made good use of that because I felt like I haven't done any purchases for the month of March and for the month of April. So very unusual for me. So I want to welcome back all my fiber friends. I hope you've had a great week, and anyone who is new and visiting for the first time, I've set up this channel to talk about my fiber journey. So that's anything yarn based, like knitting, crocheting, and dabbling in some yarn dyeing or hand dyeing of yarn. Get it right, Gary. Oh my God, I'm tripping over my words today. And yeah, so I'm going to be talking about a few things today. I've got a finished object, which I'm wearing, and two new projects that I've started. One's on the go, it's that Chevron blanket. I've done a couple more stripes, but I'm not going to showcase that. I already have a few times in my podcast. It's going to make its debut into the world as a finished item later down the way, sometime when it gets well and truly done. So yeah, I wanted to thank everyone for their wonderful comments about my logo and the brand exercise that I was doing for Urban Yarn. So thank you so much for all those comments. Really appreciate them. It gives me a lot of knowledge on how people are interacting and seeing it, so I appreciate that. It's all constructive criticism, so I am good with that. And okay, let's talk about this piece here, the Stephen West Boneyard Shawl, which is a knitted pattern. So what do you think? It's kind of, I'm wearing it right now like a bib, where the triangle shape, I guess the middle of the peak is like in my front, and then the two longer angles are worn towards the back, so, and wraps around to the front. I absolutely love this pattern so much that I want to get the next one on the needles as soon as possible. So I used a 2-weight yarn, and the pattern, Stephen West says you can use any type of yarn weight for this particular Boneyard shawl. And his example he uses in his pattern is a DK weight, so it's a number 3 weight. And I will link, this is a free pattern that I found on Ravelry, and it was inspired by a couple of YouTubers out there that are knitting it as well, challenging themselves and knitting it. So I appreciate the find through the sources of YouTube out there on this pattern. So thank you very much. And yeah, I elected to put the color work in this shawl just on the ridging. So every 12 rows in the pattern, it calls for a garter stitch that runs through the stockinette. So I chose to use that color, the turquoise, in that particular area. And then in the end border, I also added that color as well. So really love the way that the construction of this works up. Every 12th row where this garter stitches or the pearl bumps are displayed, it naturally wants to fold the fabric at that point. So as you can see, the undulation of this really works well to the curve of your neck and your shoulder. So it kind of like becomes an accordion, which is what I'm digging right now with a lot of bunched up fabrics, that they have the ability to fold where the designer wants the piece to kind of like pucker, I guess, or fold in or out. So I really like that technique and love it. I love it. It's not heavy at all and it's not blocked. So I'll just showcase it. It's not blocked. It is, as it stands now, it is around 5 feet in from tip to tip, and then where my neck is, where my chin is here, going down to the point, it's around 24 inches. So we have 2 feet. And in the pattern, it calls for binding off using a specific bind off, which is called the Elizabeth Zimmerman Sewn Bind Off. I didn't use that, but I'm sure if you want to find a tutorial out there on that specific bind off, you could Google search it or YouTube search it and you'll see a tutorial of it come up. But I used a I-cord bind off, and it was my first I-cord bind off. I'm so happy that that was my learn for the week, was the I-cord bind off. I want to I-cord bind off everything now, like sweaters. I want to I-cord bind off that blanket that I'm working on, the Chevron blanket. I just fell in love with the finished look of it, and it gives a little bit of weight to the end as well. So because this yarn is so fine, it's a fine 2, I felt that the edging would be a little bit fragile. So with the I-cord bind off, along with this garter stitching here, it created a bit more a weight for the fabric to kind of like be drawn down with and straightened out a little bit. So I don't know whether that makes any sense, but I really enjoyed the I guess the structural quality of the I-cord bind off for the fabric that I had knitted up in this shawl. So again, it was the Boneyard Shawl by Stephen West that I will link down below to where you can find this free pattern. I used a 5mm set of circular knitting needles, and I believe my length of knitting needle was around 39 inches long, so that accommodated that 5 feet of stitch work in the end. It was bulking up quite a lot, so I wouldn't have wanted to make it any larger as I went along with the shawl, but that 39-inch set of circular knitting needles was the perfect length. Okay, that's my only finished project for the week, and I've now got some 2 new crochet. I would say that they were explorations for me, because I've been getting familiar with their single and double crochets, and I wanted to challenge myself with a little bit more of a task, or new stitches, to put it simply. And I found a pattern online, which I might have bitten off more than I could chew, but this pattern, mathematically looking at it after doing some swatching and also like starting my scarf, the designer is brilliant, and it's this pattern here. It's a free pattern, it's crocheted, it's called Stormy Seas Scarf by Dorian Owen, and I don't know whether you can see that. Sorry, it's black and white. I don't have a color printer, but it's on the bias, and it uses feathering and fan kind of like technique. And I did one little swatch to begin with, excuse me, and I was testing my hook size with the yarn base that I was using. And the feather fan kind of like ripples through, and it's on the bias. So there's not only just feather and fan, it's on the bias, and it's also undulating through a chevron style pattern. So kudos to Dorian Owen for working out all the techniques for that. So I really liked the, let's see, this fabric swatch that I did was on a 4mm hook. And it was a little stiff for me. So I went up a size and I did it on a 5mm hook. And this is what I'm going to do it's like a scarf. So it hasn't been blocked, so it's a little bit wrinkly. And those are the feather and fan. It's an 18 row repeat. So I'm pretty much starting my 3rd repeat now. And I love it. To me, it reminds me of like a fern, like when you're going through, like we have Stanley Park here in Vancouver, which has these really, really old ferns that stand higher than a person, and they have like all their fronds and their interesting like I guess leaves that are really huge. So it kind of reminds me of a fern garden, especially in this color too. And I'm using Hobium's yarn that I over dyed. It's the cashmere gold in a sport weight as well, so it's a 2, and I had sprinkled it with, I believe it was called teal and maybe a green of some nature, also with fluorescent yellow. Really love that stitch. So that took a little bit of time for me to work on, and I'm just getting the hang of it now. I'm finding that my single crochet stitches are a little tighter than the other work that I do with the double crochets. So the edging is kind of like going in and then coming out, but I think after some heavy blocking it might be more flush. The second project that I started was really something I've been watching on Cinnamon Stitches. She's been doing tutorials from the Premiere collection, and I believe she started this week sometime. The first one that she did was to a pattern called, I don't know what it was called, but it's an arrow pattern, so it uses chevron, kind of, she calls it the arrow pattern, but and some people say it's a chevron pattern. So it's like got one spine in the middle that one side works up on an angle like that, and the other side works up in an angle, the opposing angle. So it looks like arrows going up. So I thought I'd love to kind of like work on a pattern similar to that, but I wanted to make it more of a challenge for myself. So what I did was I put 2 of them together, and I've got 2 chevron arrows. Actually this is upside down, and it created a beautiful fan in the middle. So instead of 1 spine, I have 3 spines now. I have 2 on each side, which create these lovely eyelets, and then 1 in the middle that creates a beautiful fan. So, and I'm using a 4-weight yarn, which is a Knit Picks cotton, which is called River Bluff. River Bluff is the colorway, and it's in their series called Color Mist. But I over dyed it, so in the end, I think it's going to be a scarf. So I need to do maybe 3 more times the length that I've got right now. I just think the drape on it's really nice. It's a 5mm hook that I'm working with, and I am alternating skeins, going back and forth, and I've done something a little different in between each of the treble crochets. I've done a couple of rows of different techniques to break up the structure of the arrows, and I absolutely like the way that the color work alternating works really well. So these are the colors that I'm working with. So they're knit picks again, and I've over dyed them, and it is the River Bluff colorway of the Color Mist series, and this is in Aztec Gold, and this is Aztec Gold but just a wash, and Chestnut Brown. So those two are what I'm alternating. And my third one that I'm going to add in is this one here, which is Aztec Gold and Scarlet. So I think all three of those ombreing through the whole piece will just look amazing. And really super bright and summery. So I mean, like, if you want a showstopper, heads turning, and hopefully not in a bad way, this one will be the color for you. Honestly, it's awesome. So these are the eyelets to show you on the side, and these are the fans in the middle. So absolutely am in love with this work so far. Okay, I guess that's all the works that I'm starting, and the one that's finished for this week, and the Chevron blanket, which is a labor of love and I guess frustration at the same time, but you know, just put it away. Whenever I feel like I want to work on it, I'll pick it out again. Which brings me to the next thing. It's a giveaway. My 1,000 subby friends out there, fiber friends, that help me and have supported this channel. This is a little bit of a thank you, and I know it's only going to be one lucky person who wins this, but yeah, if I had enough to go around, I would love to give each and every one of you something, but as it is, that's not possible. So without further delay, I'm going to show you this lovely haul that I've put together from my collection, and also from when I went to Michael's and made extra purchases as well. So I am, in this giveaway, gonna give this skein of, actually it's a cake of Roll With It Tweed from Red Heart, and it's in the colorway Stormy Blues. I won't give you the deets, I'll just say that what weight it is and what it's made up of. So this weight is 4, and it's made up of, I think it's 100%, oh here we go, 100% acrylic. So easy washing instructions, awesome, that's great. And there's enough in this cake here to make a hat or make a scarf. So really, really nice colorway there, super soft as well. So you'll get that. You'll get Coffee Shop from Premier, which is awesome. And this is also a 3-weight and machine wash, lay flat to dry, so easy care instructions. And it is in the color Coral Reef, and it's 85% acrylic and 15% wool. I do apologize if anyone has certain reactions or allergies to animal fibers, but this is, I just got a message there, but this is a collection of all different weight sizes and different, I guess, yarn fiber bases. So if you do have an issue with this, let me know if your name gets called as the lucky winner, and perhaps maybe I can switch it out with something else, or you might have a friend that you'd like to gift this to, and yeah, so we'll figure something out anyway. But that's going to be in there as well. I am going to give 2 of my own hand-dyed yarns, and this is in a nice colorway, doesn't have a name, of reds and oranges and a little bit of black specks. And the base of it originally was Peyton's Denim. It also is a combination of cotton, wool and acrylic. And there are enough in here to maybe do a glove for each hand, like if you want to make mittens, if you can put them together and make a hat or a cowl. Yep. So those are really, really nice hand-dyed yarns, and I'll also link down below where if you do want to recall what video and what I did to achieve these colors, I'll add that to the description box below for these two. I am also putting in Care and Kindness. You get two of these in this lovely variegated white, grey, white and greys, and so they're considered a 4-weight. Oh, I forgot to mention that these Peyton's Denimies are also a 4-weight. So these are considered 4-weight, and if you want, you can hold them together to create a thicker 5, maybe a bordering more on a 5-weight. They're 100% polyester, and I was really surprised about the yardage of these. I know I haven't featured the yardage of the other ones, but I just want to mention how much you get in one skein here. You get 283 meters. So, or in yards, it's 310 yards. So together, that's over 600 yards, or just under 600 meters of this yarn. Yeah, so as I said, you can hold them together, or if you want a larger project and you like working with 4 on its own, then you could make easily a shawl out of these too. A shawlette, something lacy would work really well. And then I've got these two here from hobium.com. I purchased these online, and these are the Utopia Baby in this lovely ultramarine blue mold effect yarn. I don't think that they actually have these anymore online, so you're getting quite a treat here with discontinued yarn. And the color number here is D3532. It is considered a 4-weight yarn, and easy care instructions as well. You can wash, and they say to lay flat to dry, and 100% acrylic. Beautiful colors. Now I've used this in crochet, and I'll just show you here. This is what it works up like. So this is a combination of doubles and single crochet in this blanket. Really, really nice look in that blue. And okay, we're coming to a close. Close to a close. There's 2 extra skeins here for the giveaway. This is also a Hobium yarn that's sold on hobium.com called Kartopu in the collection Crystal. Now the interesting thing about this yarn is that there are 2 strands that make up this yarn. So 2 lace weight strands that make up a number 2, so it could be classified as a sport weight. And you can elect to hold them together in a garment. You can pair them with other yarns as well, like maybe those 2 paired together would be really nice. And if you hold them together, you get a whopping 400 meters. And if you want to separate them, you get 450 meters if you hold them together. And if you separate them to use them as a single strand, you get 900 meters. And it's 100% acrylic, so the care instructions are quite simple. Just throw it in the wash, and you can put it in the dryer as well. And the last one here, okay, some of my viewers are not from North America. I have a few from Australia and a few from UK. Now I heard that some people cannot get loops and threads colors, which is this yarn here. and I thought I'd love to offer something that is not offered around the world. So at this point, I've showcased the Baby Utopia, or Utopia Baby, which is a discontinued yarn, and I've done a hand dyed experiment that I'm offering as well as in some places this yarn is not offered. So this is 100% acrylic. It's a 4-weight, and the colorway is called Jungle Camouflage. It is very heavy and dense. You get a lot of yardage in this as well. This one skein, it's 200 grams, and in that you get 464 meters or 507 yards. So you could make a really decent sized cowl with that, or an infinity scarf. The possibilities are endless, as much as the yardage can give you. So that is it, 10 skeins in the giveaway. Now a little bit about the giveaway, and I am just to kind of like cover all the disclosures. I am not affiliated with any of these brands that I'm giving away. These are brands of yarn that I've purchased with my own money. None of these have been gifted to me to give out, to talk about their company, so there's no affiliation there. Any links that I put down below are only for your ease of access, and you can, you know, go visit them if you want. You can purchase from them if you want. I don't get any money from adding those links to my description box. So YouTube is not part of this giveaway. I'm doing this giveaway independently from YouTube, and you have to be an adult to enter this giveaway. A little bit about what we're going to do with entering is that you have to be subscribed to enter the giveaway. You have to comment on the bottom of this video here, anything, just, you know, you can say great giveaway, or, you know, any comment that you want, but it has to be to this video. And when the close of this competition happens, and I don't want to make it a long time to wait, so I'm thinking that I'm going to close it by the end of the month. So this is May 21st today. I'm going to close it May 10th, so there's 10 days in between. So yeah, give me a like. That's another thing that I'd love you to do. And yeah, and I wish you all the best and good luck to everyone. It'll only be one winner that wins. I will use the random comment picker to look through the comments down below and choose one. Please note that if you do multiple comments down below, I am going to flush out multiple comments, and it will be considering multiple comments as just one entry. And I believe that's all the rules that I have to say. Oh, so lucky winner, if it is you, please note that I will ship this to you wherever you are in the world, so long as your country can accept goods, the particular goods that I'm going to be enclosing, which is the yarn, and goods from Canada. So if, however, your country does not accept them, I will have to come back to the comment picker and readdress the winner, or look into perhaps opening up another giveaway with these yarns in a different separate video. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to work that, but so far I haven't heard of anyone needing to do that with the country that does not receive goods from Canada or yarn particular goods. So yeah, and if the cost of duties or taxes that are incurred entering your country to receive this gift, then I'm not responsible for paying that particular cost to get you that gift. I am happy to ship it, and then I am hands-free and responsibility free, so you need to provide me with your mailing address and take care of any costs that are incurred after it leaves Canada. So I hope that's all clear. I'd love if you were the winner to let me know with a photograph that you received the goods. Maybe tell me what you think that you might make with some of these things as well when you have received your package. So yeah, I would love to close it on the 31st and maybe do the drawing sometime in the first 4 days of June and then announce it. So we'll get that to you as soon as possible. I hope you're having a great day, and I think that is all I have to say. So I will catch you up in the next video. Bye for now.